Near the newly discovered dungeon, the girl falls on Ryota's arm. After losing most of her power, she insists on resuming her work. She gets and tries to cast a burning spell on the trash. Ryota has seen people overwhelming themselves with their responsibilities that their health crash, and even losing their lives, and he does not want to see that happen again. Using his gun, he shoots with 2 healing bullets which fuse and put her to sleep. She wakes up in Ryota and Emily's tent. Once she sees the sunset, she rushes to the trash pile, believing she is very late. The strays are spawning already. They then fall one by one, shot and burned by Ryota, who hurries to pick up his drops, which are homing bullets. Then Emily calls the people to gather their trash. That is when Emily notices the girl. She asks her to take more rest. Ryota interferes, telling her that they are taking care of the trash. Then he recognizes that she might be hungry, so they head to eat. They have moved the tent closer to the trash so it doesn't turn into strays. They begin eating, and once the girl tastes the food, a tear drops. Emily notices that she is the same as Ryota, and she is even pushing herself like him too. The girl declares her name, Celeste. She informs them that all drops from the dungeon are tax exempt, until its ownership is decided, which led so many adventurers to come. Naturally, they produce high amounts of trash every day. Ryota decides to help her whenever they have time. Ryota's words give her relief after sharing her overwhelming responsibilities. She surprisingly falls asleep while on the chair. The next day, she burns trash again, but today she is much more powerful than she was yesterday. Celeste states that she recovered her magic powers after resting. Ryota offers her to stay with them in the tent till the event is over, and that way they ensure she gets a proper rest. Celeste felt comfortable in the tent, thanks to Emily's skills. She happily accepts staying with them. Ryota has to go visit Sekiro headquarters, as Emily wants to go to the market. Ryota tells Celeste that she can head back to the tent. While wandering in the market, Ryota notices a guy selling jewelry. He is surprised by the fact that someone is selling jewelry. The seller tells him that men buy jewelry for their wives and that he is selling very well. The most expensive piece there is a ring for 1 million pilos, which Emily likes. Later, Ryota meets Duke, the man in charge of Sekiro's operations. He shows Ryota the map of the dungeon. The dungeon contains 10 levels, with vegetables on odd-numbered levels, and meat on even-numbered levels. An even split, so to decide which city could get the dungeon, they decide that who is going to yield more rare monsters within the time limits, wins. Ryota intends to go and start hunting. Duke stops him and informs him that adventurers will catch the rare monsters alive for him and he will only have to kill them to get more rare drops. That cheers Ryota up because they built a whole plan depending on him. Suddenly, a guard enters the tent and calls them as they have captured a rare monster. In the dungeon, they are holding the monster, which gives them the option to kill it whenever they want to. Ryota notices a group of people observing them. When he inquires about them, Duke tells him. The older man is Harvard, the man in charge of Here 2's operations here. Next to him is Yugon, an adventurer known for his skills, but has a plant drop rank F. The Here 2's side is using him to kill rare plant monsters so they do not drop anything and waste the monster. Ryota pulls his gun to shoot the monster, aims, and shoots it. Shockingly, the monster, instead of dying, bounces back even stronger. That monster has to be hit in the core hidden in his body or he will grow bigger. Only, Here 2's side knows that information. And Yugon the adventurer knows where the core is. The monster escapes out of their hands. Yugon takes advantage and attacks the monster with her sword, while Ryota is reloading his pistol with a homing bullet. Yugon is about to point a strike at the monster when Ryota holds his pistol up and shoots a homing bullet that goes after the monster, hits its core, destroys it, and finishes the monster, leaving Yugon in absolute shock. Soybean sprouts what the monster drops and it's Sekiro's now. Here 2's team leaves in anger and disappointment. Duke gives Ryota an envelope with an unknown amount of money in it. Duke informs him as well that the drops are his and he can exchange them for money at the trading post they sat. Before heading back home, Ryota decides to go for a hunt in the dungeon first level. At night, Ryota returns to the tent, where Celeste is sleeping and Emily is waiting for him. He tells her how Here 2 is using an adventure with an F-ranked vegetable drop rate. However, he finished the work early. He got late because he had to make a stop and get the ring she earlier liked. He offers her the ring, but she refuses because it's expensive. But when Ryota insists, she accepts it. It turns out Ryota made a good amount of money earlier, which allowed him to buy her the ring. The next day, Emily figures out something different when she checks her drop rate. All her drop rates have +1 next to them. Ryota admits that he got curious about what the drops from 1 million Pilo's ring stray would be. So he waited till it spawned, he finished the monster, and it dropped the same ring but with an enchantment. They head to Cell in Dungeon Level 2 to test the ring. Emily finishes a monster that drops a chicken breast. Emily has always wanted to gain a meat drop, but her drop rates were very low. A rare monster appears and here 2 adventurers surround it. The rare monster punches Emily, bouncing her to the wall. Ryota pulls his gun to shoot it. Harvard asks him to do and shoot the rare monster. If Ryota finishes the monster, it will drop something. And that'll bring here 2's score even with Sekiro's. For so, Ryota puts his gun back. Another adventurer steps on to take down the rare monster. Emily takes off her ring and hands it to Ryota. And she approaches the monster intending to kill it. To make it easier for her, Ryota shoots freezing bullets at the monster, leading Emily to successfully waste it for here 2's. Furthermore, Duke thanks Ryota for wasting a rare monster on them. Ryota informs him it was his partner, not him. Duke tells him that she is getting paid for that. However, they are having a serious problem. Here 2's backup adventurers are going to be here by tonight. That will triple their numbers. What makes it worse is that they are going to use those backup adventurers to waste any rare monsters for Sekiro on the odd-numbered levels. Bravely, Ryota suggests they finish it before the end of the day, by raising the reward for finding a rare monster to 10 million Pilos. If they find rare monsters on levels 3, 5, 7 and 9, they will be tied with them till the very last. Duke finds it risky to raise the reward to 10 million because they might not get rare drops. But Ryota convinces Duke by offering to pay back if they do not get rare drops. They get the 3rd level rare monster, the evil butterfly, and finish it. Then the 5th level rare monster, the danger panda. The 7th level rare monster is the rock golem. Luckily Ryota manages to finish them all and get rare drops. Now he is facing the 9th level rare monster. One of the monster's heads is its weakness. But each time it regenerates a head, its weakness changes. Ryota thinks and shoots 9 heading bullets at the same moment. Finally, he defeats the monster and it drops Enoki mushrooms. Ensuring that they cannot lose now, they might have already won. Happily, Duke heads to report Ryota's achievement to the HQ. His trust and appreciation cheers Ryota up, as his past work directors used to ignore his suggestions. Ryota wanders in the dungeon looking for monsters. Adventurers show up and surround him, with Yugon in the lead. They intend to revenge. All of them are F-ranked vegetable drops. And they were willing to earn money out of the dungeon, but now Ryota has finished it all. A magician creates a magic circle surrounding Ryota which has the same effect as a magic storm, thinking that this would prevent him from using his guns. They approach Ryota to beat him up. Ryota reacts right away and crashes adventurers to the wall with the cart. Fights the other adventurers and knocks them down. Ryota grabs his gun and shoots a bullet to make it clear that he still can use it. That the magician steps back in fear. Ryota then loads his gun with healing bullets and shoots the knockdown adventurers. While taking his card and leaving in peace, he states that he understands how they feel. They can fight him again if they want to, but he will never lose because there is someone waiting for him at home. Yugon tells him that he envies him for that. Ryota kindly looks him in the eyes with a smile and tells him that he will find the one someday. Ryota arrives at the tent where Emily and Celeste are waiting for him to have dinner together. Ryota smiles with joy and says that he is home.